Hello again, YouTube. It's 3:34 p.m. Friday, December 17th, and as promised, I want to fill you guys in on the job interview that I pretty much fucked off today, and I was gonna read the text messages that this came from and realized that I pulled the wrong Obama phone out of my pocket. So hang on, let me switch Obama phones. I'm having to stand here in the shadows just because. There we got another not in service bus. You know, if every bus that drove around saying not in service was actually picking up passengers along the places that they're driving in not in service, I wonder how much of an impact that would have on available service. You know, even if that just went up that route and just added a bus or, you know, for that particular time period for, you know, the 2 or 3 miles or whatever it goes up that route, as opposed to not doing the full route. It just seems like it would help, you know, because a lot of people are only going a half mile. Anyway, I'm trying to get into this phone and it's being a pain in my ass. Okay, there. This is the one, it's the NUU phone, and it's the one that runs Amazon Go, so it's like super slow. Or not Amazon Go, I'm sorry, Android Go. So it's super painfully slow, and I've found it, you almost have to make sure that after you exit every app that you go to the list of running apps and close the app, because it doesn't have resources to multitask worth of shit. Anyway, so I get a text from a random number, which is fine. I think I put in some of my applications and some of my profiles that I've been putting out, you know, mostly with Adam, that, you know, the best way to reach me is to text me at the phone number that's on the NUU phone. It definitely is a lot more functional for texting than the other Obama phone. And as far as texting, you know, yeah, there's not even a phone number on my iPhone at this point. So actually there is, I got one for an app, but that app is very flaky. And I keep getting messages telling me if I don't pay for it that I'm going to lose my phone number. So I'm not paying for it. I don't like the app enough to pay for it. I use it on occasion, but generally it sucks balls. And I do not recommend it, but I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called Text Free. You know, you get what you pay for, I guess. So anyway, 3 p.m. yesterday. Oh, and by the way, I don't think I mentioned this. I'm going to keep walking, give a little narration before I actually read these. But so anyway, I don't think I really explained the main reason that there were no vlogs for me on Thursday is after the last video that I did on Wednesday, which was, at that point, like, I had all my phone's batteries were dead. It had been a long, very difficult day that involved being essentially thrown off a bus and 2 hours of completely wasted time, really far from home at some job thing. And you know, and actually I did have a conversation with Adam, my job developer, afterwards, and he insisted that the thing that I signed up for definitely was for Amazon, that it wasn't for HelloFresh, because he remembered talking to me about HelloFresh and me deciding not to want to apply to that because HelloFresh would most likely be working in a refrigerated warehouse, whereas Amazon more likely than not would not be. So, but anyway, yeah, when I got there, they shoved me in the HelloFresh line because they said I wasn't in their system on Amazon. Although thinking back, I may have made the mistake of, I do recall her wanting to look me up by phone number, and I think I gave her my regular phone number as opposed to the phone number on the NUU phone, which I'm using for my job application stuff. I really need to memorize that number. I don't know that number. You know, generally speaking, when somebody asks me my phone number, I give them the phone number that has been my phone number for, you know, 13 years. Of course I know that number. Anyway, I think I'll make this light. Anyway, so yeah, that last video that I shot of trying to get from the 51 to the 60, which was, and I guess I should have known that I was going to be dysfunctional. I just don't spend a lot of time on the west side, so I just wasn't even thinking about how that's a Grand Avenue intersection that has a, you know, one of the roads going up and over I don't spend a lot of time in Glendale, like, ever, so it was just not top of my mind. I was just thinking, okay, 51 north, 60 east, I get to Bullocks, good times. So anyway, so what, I tell you, as god awful as the day was, just walking in the door at Bullocks kind of just felt like just taking a load off. Like, I can't even, it felt like going home. Like, I don't feel that good when I go home. I don't, like, you know, when you get to a place where just everything is good, it's your safe space, everything's just right. Like, that's what it felt like getting to Bullocks, to be honest. And it's kind of weird that, like, at this point, a dive bar that's so far from my home is what feels like home, and home doesn't, but that's my present reality. And to be honest, like, before that, my home hasn't felt like home in a long time anyway. And a lot of that is it's kind of a 50-50 between Priscilla being there and me not really being happy with Priscilla being there, and then the fact that she's just, like, physically turned so cold. I mean, you know, there was a time where either she went with me to support me on my karaoke shows, or you know, we went out together and we came home together and you know, and jumped into bed and had bedroom fun. Or if she didn't go with me, she was in bed naked waiting for me and ready and willing and happy when I showed up and would reciprocate it. So I mean, that's not the situation now. The situation now is her sleeping in her pile of God knows what all bullshit she's got in my living room on the couch, fully clothed, in a very awkward and unattractive kind of position, with her laptop playing some kind of movie, just creating this unnecessary talking that, you know, I hear enough voices in my head. I don't need anything generating any extra talking. So yeah, not comfortable at home. It's place way too long. Feels like it's been, honestly, over a year at this point. All right, I see my bus coming, so I guess I'm not going to get around to I'm such a tease. I guess I'm not going to get around to reading these recruiters' text messages. I do want to share these, but let's just say it was kind of a bait and switch. And the other thing I really did want to sum up is that what happened yesterday. So I got to Bullocks. Bullocks was good. Always feels good to get to Bullocks. Before it kind of, you know, and when I started this vlog, my safe space had honestly become my car. That's my comfortable spot. And sometimes, like, really in the last, like, 2.5 months that I've been without my car, that's been something that's been really, you know, I'm talking to people like, well, you know, why are you having all these problems? I have no problems. I said, you know, I don't have my comfortable spot where I can go decompress and get my head right, because that spot is my car. And I don't have that anymore. So my car is way more than just my transportation. Like, it's where I charge my phones, it's where I sort my papers out, it's just where I can listen to music, listen to news, and just be comfortable. And I don't have that comfort anymore. And it's become the one place that I am comfortable is Bullocks, which, by the way, is where I'm headed. So yeah, I pretty much there, and I set up, and I knew I wouldn't be able to work on music long, but at least I was able to be partially productive and get a beer and see some friendly people and just like shed what had turned into just an absolutely awful day. And then my friend Corey messaged me. He's like, hey, I'm off, you want to hang out? So had a great time with him. And long story short, since he was doing all the driving, I was doing more than my share of drinking, and I ended up after 2 bars and mini beers, well, 3 bars counting Bullocks. I didn't count that as a bar, that's home. We ended up at Denny's after hours, and my stupid drunk ass left all 3 phones sitting on the table. So yeah, I had no phones on Thursday. So yeah, I go on Thursday. All right, I'm getting on the bus on my way to Bullocks.